Hi there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into something really exciting, which is the Cursor AI, an AI first code editor that helps you write, edit and navigate code like never before. Whether you are a beginner or a professional developer, this tool can save you time and increase your productivity. At the end of this crash course, we'll try build a whole application using a Cursor AI. We are not going to form our opinion on whether this is good or bad, but instead, let's just experience it by ourselves. So let's get started with this crash course on Cursor AI. Basically, Cursor AI is an AI-powered IDE that brings AI assistance directly into your coding workflow. Think of it as your AI-powered coding partner. It has a familiar feel for those who have used VS Code, but with built-in AI to assist you every step of the way. You will see features like AI chat that understands your code base, fast multi-line suggestions, smart code rewrites, and even the ability to navigate your entire code base using simple natural language. It is tailored for developers who want a faster, more intuitive coding experience. Now make sure that you have installed this IDE through this download for free button, and once you do that, let's create a Next.js project and see what all the features that we can use. So open your terminal and make sure that you are in the right project directory and just type npx create -next-app at latest. Make sure you have a stable version of Node.js already installed in your system. Write Y to install this create next app package, and let's give a name for this project. Let's just write Cursor AI crash course. Yes, we want to use the TypeScript. Yes to ESLint and Tailwind CSS as well. And yep, yes, we will use the app router and import to default. Let's just keep it to no, and it will install all the necessary libraries. And it's done. So first let's change directory to our project directory. Let me just copy this and paste it right here, and let's just write cursor dot enter. It will open the project directory in the Cursor IDE. Now initially you may get a screen to log in and stuff, so you can complete that. Let's just press Ctrl Shift P, and here you'll be able to find the cursor settings. So here is my account. Now through this you can import all your VS Code extension settings and key bindings. Now this is the rules for AI. So as mentioned here, these rules get shown to the AI on all chats and Ctrl+K sessions. So whatever you write here, you can provide your custom instructions like always provide code using a TypeScript, or always use best practices, and all such kind of rules. We will also see different rules that we can use for different projects. Now here are the editor settings, and this is the privacy mode. So if on, none of your code will be stored by us. So keep it enabled if you don't want your code to be used by them. And in the models, you'll be able to see different models right here. First, let's check its pricing. So in the hobby, in this free tier, you will be able to use 2000 completions, 50 slow premium requests, and 200 cursor small model users. And it will also include the pro for a 2-week trial period. Now after this models, if you don't want to use the pro tier, then you can put your own API keys right here and it will use it. Now let's go to the features. So I have enabled this composer. Now this codebase index will automatically synchronize with our latest codebase changes. So whenever you ask any questions related to your codebase, it will easily find any files relevant to that particular query and answers accordingly. And here are the docs. And here, as you can see, I have already added a few documents such as Cursor AI SDK, Sustain, Crew AI, and Supabase. If you want, you can add different docs right here. You just have to provide the URL of that documentation and it will index and store the documentation. So whenever we want to implement any functions related to this documentation, we can directly mention this as a doc. So these are different chat and editor settings. Now in the beta, make sure you enable both of this. Now for this rules for AI, there is one website called cursor.directory, and here you'll be able to find all the different rules. So let's go to the Next.js, which is right here. So there are 6 rules available. Let's just read this. And it sounds great. Let's just copy this and paste it right here. Now, if you don't want to use these rules for all your projects, you can also create one .cursor rules file. So let's do that. .cursor rules. And here you can paste all these rules. Now this approach is more suitable for project-based different rules. Let's use and understand each features of Cursor AI. First, let's open the features page. So click right here. So the first one is the tab feature. Basically, it can suggest edits in your current file, modify the multiple line at once. It can make suggestions and predict the next actions. It can make suggestions based on your recent changes and errors. So let's see how we can use this feature. So make sure that first you have enabled that feature. Let's press Ctrl+Shift+P and go to the cursor settings, and in the features, make sure to enable this cursor predictions. Now to use this feature, let's create one to-do application. So go to the src folder. Let's create one more folder called components. Make sure it is in the src and not in the app directory. In the components, let's create one file called to-do app.tsx. And here, whenever you write or press any key, it will suggest the next edit. So if I just write import, as you can see, it is suggesting to import React from React. Just click tab to accept the suggestions, or you can click escape key to reject the suggestion. You can also disable these suggestions by clicking this cursor tab. Here you can disable it globally, and you can also select the model, whether you want it to be an auto or faster model. Now keep in mind that free users receive 2000 suggestions only, so use it wisely if you are on a free plan. So let's just accept this, press tab, and let's save this. Make sure to run your development server. Just type npm run dev. It should open one server on this localhost 3000. Let's import this to-do app in the page.tsx file. Let's remove this code and import the to-do app. And here it is. Now let's implement the edit, update, and delete logic. So first we will need a state to store all the to-dos. Now as you can see, it has already suggested to store all the to-dos or tasks in a use state. So just press tab, and it has suggested next edit, which will store the input. So whenever we add any task, we will need an input field. So this state will store that input data. Now as you can see, based on this error, it has already suggested to import the use state from React. So just press tab, and as you can see, it is predicting our next line that we should go. So we should initially we should render this title and the input. You can also accept this by clicking on this. Now after this, we will need to render this task. So as you can see, it is completing the next step, which is the submit button and the rendering of this task. Let's click on tab. Now based on these errors, it will show us this functions as well. Now as you can see, it is writing the handle task function. For now, let's just accept this. All right. Let's save this. Now here we are using the use state, and we want this component to be accessible by user in the browser. To make this component usable in the browser, we have to import the use client directive at the top of this file. So this will make this component a client component, and it will run fine in the browsers. So here is our to-do list. Let's just add task 1 and click on add button. So we have task 1, and if I click on this delete, it will delete the tasks. Now let's refine this a bit. As you can see, it is suggesting the Tailwind CSS classes. So let's just accept this. And let's save this. Now it is much better. Let's create the edit button. Now it has already predicted that we will need the next edit button. Let's create handle edit task. That's it. And let's see whether it is working or not. And it looks great. Let me add one task. And here it is. Now let's click on the edit. So basically it won't do anything because we don't have a functionality to edit this task yet. So let's see how we can implement this edit functionality. Now before that, we have already seen what the tab feature can do. So let's go to the next feature, which is the chat. Now Cursor Chat lets you ask questions or solve problems in your code base. As mentioned here, it lets you talk with an AI that sees your code base, and the chat can always see your current file and the cursor. So you can ask it things like, is there a bug here? Or you can add a particular blocks of code to the context with the Ctrl+Shift+L or @. Let's see how all this works. Just press Ctrl+L to open the chat window. Now, as you can see, it has already selected the code based on our cursor position. Let me remove this, and first let me explain this interface. So from here you can select any models. Let's select the GPT-4o mini, and from the mentions you can mention any file, folder, code snippet, or enable the web search, or you can mention any documents that you have already stored, or you can add any new doc from here. After the docs, we have a GitHub and a code base, and you can also add an image and ask anything related to that particular image. So we have these three options that we can use. So after that, typing your query, you can either click on any of them. So first one will use no context, and it will only provide you answer based on the knowledge of this LLM model. Next is the chat, which will use the context that you have provided right here. And the last one is the code base. So basically the cursor code base chat goes through more detailed search when we use this code base. So we have already seen in the cursor settings, whole code base is already indexed, as you can see here. So whenever we will use this code base, it will search through all the necessary files relevant to your queries, and then it will provide the answers. So let's use this. So basically we don't know how to implement the edit functionality. So first, let's keep this file in the context and write how we can implement the edit functionality in this code snippet and press enter. And it is giving us the code snippet with this explanation. So first, it has added the edit index to track which task is being edited, and update logic in handle at task, which will be modified to update the task if edit index is set, and set task for editing. Let's see the changes. So it has implemented a new use state to store the edit index, and in the add task, if the edit index is not null, it will update the task or it will set a new task. And in the handle edit task function, it will set the task to be edited, which task needs to be edited, and it will also set the index of the task being edited. And it has changed the button text based on the edit state and integrated this handle edit task by providing the index of the particular task. So let's apply these changes. You can either copy paste this code, or you can directly click on this apply. So basically it will give you the GitHub like experience where you can check out the code difference and press on Ctrl+Shift+Y to accept the changes. All right, let's save this. Let's add one task. Click on add and click edit. As you can see, there is task 1 is already listed. Let's change it to task 2 and click update. So we are able to edit this task 1 and set its name to task 2. So it is working great. Now let's use the image functionality to update the UI of this to-do list, and let's see whether it is able to understand this or not. Now let's use the new chat. Now you'll be able to access your old chats from here, or you can click on here to see the history. So I have this image of a to-do app UI. So let's drag this image right here. Here is the image. Let's make the UI as per the given image for the to-do application. And let's press enter. It will not generate the perfect code for that particular UI, but it should at least show some basic edits. Let's click on apply. So basically it has removed few comments. Let's see. All right, it is able to mimic few elements from that image. Okay, it has also added the delete and the edit button icons. Let me just change the color of this to-do list. Now for this inline edit, there is one more feature which uses the Ctrl+K. So as mentioned here, Ctrl+K lets you edit and write code with AI. You just have to select the code and press Ctrl+K. So let's try this. So we want to change the color of this to-do list. you can press Ctrl plus L to open the chat window, or press Ctrl plus K, and here you can write like, I want to change the color of this title that suits the white background. Let's change this to GPT-4o mini and click on generate. Alright, so it has added this class name. Press Ctrl plus accept and let's save this. Alright, let's do the same for the input. Let's copy this, paste it right here. Let's just write task 1. Let's change the color of this as well. Let's edit this to 2. Let's edit this to 3. Alright, it's working great. So we have created this to-do application within a few minutes by using the Cursor AI. And still we have yet to explore many different features. Now similar to the chat feature, we can also use the @ in the inline editing. So here you can mention anything using @ keyword and add any files as well. Now this can be usable in the terminal too. So if you have integrated terminal like right here, once you go to the terminal, just press Ctrl plus K. So it will open this prompt window where you can just type, how can I push this code in the GitHub repo, and click submit. So it will help us write the command that we'll need to push this code to the repo, and it is the right command. This way you can you don't have to remember all the different commands. You can ask the AI as well. Now let's say we have an extra state that does not do anything. So probably we'll get the linting errors. So if I hover on this, as mentioned here, isn't declared, but its value is never read. Now to resolve this error, you can hover on this and you can click on quick fix and click on this fix with AI. So basically it will resolve this by removing this extra state, or if you reject this, and there is an option where you can ask any question related to this particular error. So just press quick question and it will give you the answer by saying that remove the unused state declarations to resolve the lint errors. Now let's use the documentation. So we will use one fake API. So just write JSON placeholder API. So it has multiple different fake API endpoints such as this /todos. It is a list of to-dos. So let's copy this URL, go to the code, open the chat, and here let's write, I want to integrate the to-do API from, and mention doc. So we don't have that documentation right here. You can go to the add new doc and paste the URL and press enter and check the name and other stuff and click confirm. So it will index that documentation. So I want to integrate the to-do API from this doc and implement API handler function as well. All right, and here we will use the chat with codebase, because it should know that the API function should be written inside the API folder, which should be in the app directory. Let's press ctrl and enter. So it will search all the relevant files, and based on that it will form the answer. All right, so it has created the API handler function. So as mentioned here, create a new file for the API handler in your src app and API directory. So let's do that. Let's create API directory, and here we will create one more that says to-dos, and in that folder let's add route.ts file. Let's copy this and paste it right here. Now it has used the API in the use effect to render the list of to-dos, and it has done some bunch of edits. So let's click on apply. All right, sounds good. Let's save this and check it out. I think it will give us the error. So we have unexpected end of JSON input. And we have one error in here as well. Let's paste this error right here and press enter. So basically it has added this error handling method in the use effect. Let's just copy this and paste it right here. Let's save this and check this out. So error is gone, but still we are not seeing this list of to-dos from the API. Let's open the log. All right, failed to load the resource. The server responded with the status of 404. So method is not allowed. So the code generation has made a mistake right here. So we cannot use handler like this based on the new update in the Next.js docs. Let's go to the Next.js API handler. So we have to pass the method name like a get or a post. So let's copy this URL and add right here. You have used the old method to create an API handler. Refer to this. Let's click on docs. That's fine if we have a Next.js. Yes, we have that. To this to update the API handler function. So you can see right here it has scanned all these pages from the documentation, and it has updated this requests. All right, so let's apply this. We don't need to use this. Let's save it. All right, so we are getting all the to-dos right here. Let's see why we are not able to see the top of this component. All right, instead of this, let's remove it and save this. All right, here it is. Now let's try to edit this. It is on a different language. Just write A, B, C, D, click on update, and here it is. Let's delete this, and it's working great. So as you can see, this is how we can use different documentations of different frameworks and libraries, and it will give us the answer based on that. Now let's see how we can use the web search. Let's use new chat, and let's just write What's new about React 19 at web? So it is creating the search query, and it has explored all these pages from the search, and we have all the information about React 19. So React 19 introduces several exciting features and improvements aiming at enhancing performance and developer experience. So here are some key highlights. So you won't have to go to the browser to search about anything. You can directly do it from right here. Now next feature is one of my favorite feature of Cursor AI, which is the Cursor AI Composer. You can press Ctrl plus I to open the composer. So basically, Cursor's AI Composer feature is one of its standout tools, especially for multi-file coding. Instead of generating code one file at a time, Composer allows you to work across multiple files simultaneously, making it a more powerful tool for more complex projects. Now this Composer is in a beta phase and it may not be accessible in the free plan, but you can access it in the trial period. So let's see this in action. Now before we use this, make sure you have enabled it in the cursor settings. So yes, we have enabled the Composer. You can either open it through by pressing Ctrl plus I, or let's open it in a larger window by pressing Ctrl, Shift and I. And here we can write all our instructions. So let's add this to-do app.tsx, and let's split all the components into separate files from this to-do app. So let's just write split the to-do app file into individual components. Each component should be in its own file named after the component. Ensure that each file includes the necessary imports and exports, and keep all the components in the components folder. So that's it. Let's just press enter. So first it has created this structure, and it will follow this structure to create this file separately. All right. So it has completed creating to-do app and to-do list file. So basically to-do list file is used to render the to-do app. So to-do app have a title, to-do input component and to-do list. So to-do input is used to submit the to-do items. And then we have to-do list, which renders the different tasks or to-dos. And it takes tasks on delete task and on edit task function, and to-do item will display the tasks. It will also use this delete and edit button as well. So if we want to apply these changes individually, we can use this accept, and if we want to apply all these changes in just one go, we can directly click on this accept all. So it has implemented all the changes right here. All right, let's check this out. Okay, everything working great. All right. The Composer helped us a lot by breaking down this large to-do app into separate files and components, and saved us a lot of time. Let's open it again by pressing Ctrl Shift I. And here, if you want to make any other changes to these files, you can directly type right here, or you can create another Composer. So what if we want to create a whole application, a whole e-commerce website with the help of Composer? So let's do that. Let's create a whole e-commerce website with the help of this Composer. So first let's go to the fake store API. All right, let's go to the docs, copy this, and here first let's add it in the doc. All right, let's just write using this doc, create an create a ecom website with all the basic functionalities. Make sure to use the best practices while creating components and API handlers. All the components should be in a separate folders in the components folder. Now here you can add all the other required instructions, but for the sake of this tutorial, let me just add this and click submit. Okay, so here it has created the folder structure. So API will have a products, and components will have a layout, product, cart, and common components. Again, it has generated. Let's see it first. All right, product grid, and product grid has the list of products. So it has used this fetch products, which is using the get products function from the lib/API. All right, and it has created separate route to get the products. Let's accept all and see it in action. Okay, so whenever we use the use state, we have to make it as a client component. So let's check that first. Here we are using the use state. Let's make it as a client component. Invalid src prop. Okay, let's copy this error and paste it in the composer. I'm getting this error. It should fix this using the Next.js config. All right, but we don't want to implement this one. So let's just write I only want to use the provided host, not all the hosts. Okay, great. So let's click on accept all. Now this will restart the development server. All right, great. We are getting this product images. Let's click on view details. So it has yet to create this sub pages for the product. If I click on add to cart, now it has not implemented the functionality to display the cart and cart pages. So let's do that as well. Open the composer. Let's write implement the cart functionality and cart page as well. Also add sub pages to display the details about individual products. Okay, so it has created the cart context, which uses the context API for the state management, and made the required changes in the product card component. I created the new cart page, product details page, and updated the API routes. Okay, great. So it is using this use cart from the cart context. Now, for beginners, this might be a little bit hard to understand. But if you go one file by file, and you can ask the AI if you don't understand anything. I think it seems all right. Let's just accept all for now. All right, let's see the updates. So it is added this simple navigation with a home and a cart. Let's add this product. Click on add to cart, and it is updating the cart values. So if I click on the second product, and it is showing that we have two products in the cart, and in the cart page it is displaying these two products. So let me click on remove. All right, and price is also updating. Now let's see this product details page. Okay, so we have this not found error. So let's debug this. Let's go to the product page. Okay, so it has implemented this try and catch method. So if there is no product or error in this get product function, it will run this not found function, which will show the 404 page. Let's see this get products function, which is in the lib and API. To the lib and API. So here is the function, which is the get product. It is almost same as this one, but this one is working and this one is not working. So why? Let's see. So first, let's go to the products page. Which is at this in the product grid. So product grid is the client component, and that is why it is working. Now in the client component, we can pass API as a relative URL, but if we are using the server component, it needs to be an absolute URL. So this get products function is working and displaying all the products because this is the client component. So this relative URL will work, but not for the server component. So this product page, it is a server component, not the client component. So for that, we have to pass the absolute URL. So just let's write HTTPS localhost 3000/API. It should be HTTP, not S. And it is looking great. Let's open another product. All right, let's click on add to cart, and it is working fine. So as you can see, within a few minutes, we are able to build a whole e-commerce website with the help of Cursor AI. Let me quickly summarize all the features. Using the tab feature, you can easily use the AI for code suggestions and save a lot of time for writing a boilerplate code. You can press ctrl+K to resolve any errors or provide any inline code generations. Using the chat feature, you can add relevant context by mentioning a docs, files, image, etc. and get the answer with a higher accuracy. You can also search the web to get the latest information by using this web. Now last but not the least, which is the composer. It helps you generate all the required files and code based on the instructions that you have provided. Now with the help of composer, we have created a small e-commerce website. And next, you can provide step-by-step instructions to add more functionalities, such as adding sign up, login, plus different database functions. So that's the quick crash course on Cursor AI. Now, whether you are building a Next.js applications or working in any other framework, Cursor's features like AI chat, multi-line suggestions, and code generation can save you a lot of time. Let me know which feature you like the most in the comments. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.